FNCS Pro Am watch party, bro. Starting now, bro. Oh my gosh. It's on Twitch, by the way, so you're gonna have to like. Yeah, it's gonna be on Twitch and stuff. I'm turning the music off, obviously, because you know I'm gonna listen to the thing. But how's everyone doing, bro? We're doing a watch party. The FNCS Pro Am watch party, bro. Oh my gosh, hold up. I gotta make this full screen. Oh, it starts in 3 minutes. I don't know if it's copyright. I don't know if this is copyright, but 3 minutes. This is be right back. I don't know why nobody's in my stream right now. Nobody's in my. Okay, let's see how it is now. Can I at least get some people in here? Like, come on. Hold up. Yeah, we're doing like a watch party, bro. Hold up. 2 minutes left. Gotta be crazy. Two minutes. Why do I have to get an ad for, bro? Come on. Why do I have to get an ad for? Come on, bro. Shoot, let me just watch this, please, bro. Oh my god. Wait, I got some popcorn, bro. Are we watching this Pro Am? I don't know if it already started. I mean, I had a baseball game today, so I don't even know. I don't know if it did start, but like, I got some popcorn now. I got some popcorn. I don't know why nobody's in my stream right now. Can we just spam up W's? Like, come on. I just want people in my stream, bro. Come on. Okay, dude, like, oh my god, I keep getting freaking ads. Like, come on, bro. Holy shoot, bro. Keep getting an ad, bro. Like, I need to stop. It needs to stop, bro. Come on, bro. 1 minute. Why is nobody in my stream, bro? Come on. Dude, is there no notifications out or something? Like, what the heck, bro? I don't want to restart stream now. Too late now. I'm not restarting stream. Okay, why is Twitch lagging, bro? We got 50 seconds left. Hold up. Well, nobody's in my stream. No, come on. Oh my god. Nobody's in my stream, bro. Hold on. Let me get a notification. I have 25 seconds left. Okay, nobody's on my stream. Like, it's like I fell off or something. Nobody's in here, bro. $15 seconds left. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1.
Fortnite fam, welcome back to the FNCS Pro Am. We are truly sorry for that. It seems there was a power outage. All of USC went down. It was crazy. Heat wave. Who knew? But it's okay. We're not going to let that kill our vibes, right? There was heat outside, but there's heat in these very walls right now because the first 3 games were unbelievable. Now, obviously, we didn't finish out game 4. We're just going to go ahead and scratch that one out. I know, but we're going to go ahead and play games 4 through 6 like normal. There's still a competition to be had. There's still prize money to be passed around. And, of course, a beautiful trophy from Thomas Light to go to the winners of the competition. Really quickly, maybe you're just kind of tuning in Thank you for tuning in with us. We're excited to see you. I want to take a look at the
Popcorn.
standings. Kind of remind ourselves where we left things before all the craziness went down. Canada, Stable Ronaldo got themselves a victory royale and suddenly find themselves at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, you know, they were talking about these South zones, these elusive South zones since Major 2. So hopefully in games 4 through 6, we get some more South zones for them. But honestly, I think even without that this is a duo that could easily make their way into the end game, regardless of where those zone pulls. I mean, look at the amount of eliminations that they're able to hold, being only just one elimination short of Aussie Antics and Peterbot.
Yeah, we're always talking about zone pulls, but look, it's Kanata and Ron. They are both not only FNCS Major Finals participants, they are champions, both of them in the FNCS. So, you know, I'm not really surprised to see them at the top. The question is, they are
FNCS
very
Pro Am on
close
Twitch,
to
by the
second,
way.
even third place. We were just speaking with Ron. He's feeling confident, but in that second place spot, it is Seti and Daya.
That's right. Mentals are good. Games are ready. So we're jumping right back into the action. Casters, take it away.
We all know that Allier had some shooters maybe on that USC campus, okay? What was taking place in Game 4 hopefully is not a reoccurring theme here, but Mongrel, Allier, they've got an opportunity now to try and run it back with a new strategy for Game 4, Jacob.
Yeah, and I just kind of hope throughout that break, you know, they have that mental toughness. They stayed focused. They had their eye on the prize the entire time because there were some push-ups going down. I feel for Cypher's arms. I feel for Nick and Courage's arms. I don't know how they're going to hit a shot after.
And nah, Nick, it's another day at the office. That
Fortnite
man
Pro
is
Am,
built
let's
for
go.
doing push-ups, okay? You
What's up, Grady?
don't start a push-up competition without feeling confident that you're going to bring it home. Respect though to Cypher. He tried his best. I feel like Courage might have been an intervening factor, but we got Game 4 ready to go. Let's run it back.
FNCS Pro Am. Let's go. Popcorn, bro. I don't even care if I get copyrighted, alright? I don't even care if I get
And
copyrighted.
we are back for game number 4, the second half of the day. And honestly, from what we've seen before everything happened, we saw a little bit more confidence going down around the entirety of the lobby. Obviously, kind of helping those players that are a little bit more down on the leaderboard than we would kind of guess.
Steamy stacks, so
Got clicks over here.
Vano, Reddish, they're gonna be the first ones to touch ground, and Vano immediately trying to pan to a separate direction, trying to see if there's anybody that he can look to take out. Reddish, slightly different mentality, wants to just prioritize that loop path.
I just saw it in the feed too. It looks like Booga is getting his hands dirty this time, taking down Peterbot early. Mongrel getting taken down by Nikov, and you're just seeing a lot of these contested fights break out relatively early in some portions of the map. But for Zemi and
Zemi?
Cooper, they
Okay.
are one of the few teams that have the most practice as an entire duo. They know how they want to play. They know how they want to approach the situations. So no matter what happens in and around their drop, I don't think they're going to get too antsy too soon.
Going in flakes. They've been having to deal with the brunt of the focus, though, at Dirty Docks. We kind of expected that there'd be a lot of motion happening once we saw Vaxity and Reason decide to last-minute contest on the day. But even with the heads-up from last night, even with Reason announcing it to everyone, we are going to that Dirty Docks strip. It's still
Stable
making
Ronaldo.
so difficult for
Okay.
Golden Flakes today because everyone has just taken notice of that action.
That's kind of the thing, is everybody just kind of feeling each other out in the first couple of games and kind of realizing any strategies that kind of pointed out. Notice we've seen a lot of players solo dropping, letting their teammates keep them alive. It's about a 12-second respawn. You lose time on that respawn for knocks, eliminations, and full squad wipes. And hopefully they're able to kind of utilize this. Peterbot looking for a little bit of revenge, but it is going to be on
Peterbot,
the outside of the zone. Nice attempt by Mongo trying to land the shot, even almost getting Peterbot boxed up, but he's just too quick and a little bit too fast that Mongro's just going to have to slowly but surely try to back down and reassess the situation.
Pretty much all of FP's control, though, belongs to Peterbot. He just continues applying pressure steadily to Mongrel. Mongrel, though, a little bit of a bite back here. Big crack. Peterbot shield and Allier.
What in the
He
aimbot?
might actually have his revenge. Peterbot in a little bit of a pickle here, but Mongrel, he can't close in just
Until this
fast
is
enough.
over. Until this,
Saying enough is enough, and now we got Ozzy versus Ollie, almost full
Oh.
from Ozzy. He is feeling the confidence. He probably
until this whole thing is over.
you have to get this guy.
Am I making
off
this
lead,
stream now
and now
soon?
he's dancing, doing a little two-step on one
I'm gonna
side,
do two
Ozzy
streams
getting
today.
aggressive, and that's the thing. They are down further
I'm gonna do
on
two
the
streams
leaderboard
today.
than anyone have expected. expected. They need aggression. They need eliminations. And now that Peterbot won his, he said, yo, look, Pete.
Well, maybe 4 hours,
It's
maybe
not just
5
that.
hours. I don't know.
Aussie pulling back.
It might be full,
Peterbot
probably 4 or 5
likely
hours. I don't
telling
know.
Aussie, do not eliminate Allier. Mongrel's already been taken out. We can focus
Okay,
him
Peterbot.
instead. We know that he's weak. We know that he's low, but Peterbot,
Allier.
it might have been a distraction. A fake out, if you will. As Aussie continues to try and chase out Mongrel, Peterbot is still watching, lying in wait for Allier to expose himself.
I'm just saying, this is the Ozzy I really wanted to see. It feels like he's feeling himself right now. For Shockwave, breaks into the charge, and he almost takes down Mongrel.
Okay,
This is what I
okay.
came to see this weekend.
Peterbot was gassing Aussie. I'm considering it a compliment when Peterbot says he's not as bad as I thought he would be. And hey, Aussie backing that statement up. He is popping off. The fact is, Mongrel is going to have some serious difficulties. He is being the punching bag now of match 4. Allier might have just passed the torch along to his teammate.
He's just been hiding down underneath. Peterbot misses the shot, but
Okay,
now he has the
Peterbot.
full boxed up underneath. This is all over. As long as Peterbot can land the shots necessary, Allier is not able to get out as he lands continuing shots after another. 3 straight back to back to back. But at least Allier, you see the smile. He's a good sport for it.
My heart hurts every time Allier gets eliminated at this point, Jacob. You gotta feel for them, but Mongrel's at least still alive. Aussie
Hey, Grady,
has
get all your friends to
opted
come to the
pull
stream,
back.
bro.
Slurpee.
I need
still
more people
a
in
little
here.
bit in zone, but this is the early game. There are still some
Bro, I keep getting
recovery
ads, like,
methods that
stop.
could take place here. Don't want to count them out just yet, but it is going to be a very rough uphill battle for Allier and Mongrel to find their momentum.
And at the end of the day, honestly, it doesn't matter how many times you go down, as long as you can go ahead and get elimination from yourself to keep it relatively close. Nobody chasing them this time around, so Allier and Mongrel will have a good opportunity to load up over on the eastern side of Slurpee Swamp for now, until they get sniffed out by any of the competition. But I also did see Somerset getting taken down in the feed by Savage and Lachlan not too long ago. And she's
Lachlan's
forced to
in here?
reboot. You notice she's not in the zone. She knows there's safety, there's time towards the outside, and that's exactly what she's doing.
Keep an eye, though. Veno
Well,
and
why you
Reddish
gonna join?
could be in a little bit of trouble. They don't want to find themselves pincer between Courage, Cole, Thomas, Somerset, but Veno, he's exactly where he wants to be.
Oh.
Takeaway with Seti gets that initial elimination and sends Seti packing.
Literally just stole that wall away, didn't give Seti a chance to think about what he's going to do. But Lachlan, fresh rebooted back up. You see him watching him like a hawk. Coyote is going to be able to, I was going to say get the knock, but it's Thomas HD who steals that one away onto Lachlan yet again. So for Coyote and Captain Chota, even though they're going to have to rotate on out, they have to figure out a way to kind of seal the deal on some of these eliminations and not let them slip through their fingers.
And look, I understand that you're going to keep being brought back into this match so long as your duo is alive, but for Lachlan, for Mongrel Allier, we're looking at some of these teams that have just been struggling non-stop because they're not really getting an opportunity to
What in the
farm
aimbot?
anything up, Jacob. They're just trying
Oh,
to
shoot.
avoid being some of the first teams eliminated as Coyote, Shota now applying so much more pressure onto where
Oh,
Savage
the
and
edits are
Rocky
going crazy.
actually at. And Coyote might be able to just force them
Savage.
to completely clash with them
Let him
head
try to
on.
stop.
But Savage is doing what he can. Savage is buying a little bit of space here.
Yeah, and this is a winnable situation for Mr. Savage. He has the pump. There's a Maven and attack on the other side. Not as hard hitting, even if you are a duo. So if Savage can figure out a way to wiggle in and out of some of these builds, draw out a 1v1, and maybe Lachlan
Gone
catches
crazy.
somebody off guard, dealing some damage, it is going to be doable. They have the crash pad as well, 6 of them to be exact for Mr. Savage. So being able to disengage, also an idea in the back of their minds.
But if it's up to Savage, he'd much rather just let Coyote and Shota rotate out first, and they'll just try to play catch up after the fact. But with
They're in the
Thomas
storm.
and
You guys
Somerset
better
also
go to
so
circle.
close by, Veno and Reddish too. You can never count out being third party. So as aggressive as Shota and Coyote want to be, they're gonna immediately jump into Lachlan's box one more time. He is sent
back to the reboot cycle, and this is where it gets very difficult because now Savage shooting at the crash pad, even trying to ensure that nobody can give chase, but he's just so low on material, Jacob. He is fully just bailing out.
Yeah, he's going over towards Steamy. He has to look for scraps, for bandages. That's going to keep him alive for a little bit longer, but if he doesn't find anything from here on out, Savage will go down yet again, but at least he's given a chance to get locked back in the game. Somerset, Thomas, they got that one elimination from the backside of the zone, and this is a strategy talking about Thomas and Somerset. If they go down early, they will not be afraid to stagger themselves back in the zone because it's slurp rush, Taco.
Okay,
there
clicks.
are so many barrels to get that HP back up.
For sure, but even then, you don't want to keep allowing other teams to farm those individual elimination points off of you, and one team that certainly hasn't had any difficulties hunting for those elims might just be Peterbot.
Okay, yeah, sweet. Come grab this. Okay,
I got the pulse rifle.
Wait, the pulse rifle?
Yeah.
Yo,
We win.
All right, you want the great? Here, take.
I think it's coming out.
I got his back wall. I'm in his box with him.
Mongrel, come on, bro. You gotta lock in.
That's not showing a rat on me, but that's showing. Nice, good stuff, bro. You want to come over and help you?
No, it was only.
Yikes. I kind of feared for the rest of the lobby. Mongrel getting taken down twice, but the mythic pulse rifle in Peterbot's hands, you could deal so much damage.
Oh, who's still in the stream, bro?
Just like this from far away, or the hip fire spray kind of works similar to an SMG, so he is looted and booted, ready to go.
A couple of eliminations on the Mongrel, nice, sure enough, but Peterbot, he literally just said, we win. That is how confident he feels having this weapon at his disposal, Jacob, and the rest of the lobby understanding the impact he might have.
And they're getting
not going to
aimbot
try
right
to
now.
stick
What the
around
heck?
Slurpee Swamp much longer. They're all just trying to immediately rotate around it, but Thomas,
You watch the whole thing?
the highlight reel is back with this man.
Oh,
They've
shoot.
been trailing behind Koyota and kept Shota for so long, and now Shota, Koyota paying the price.
I really believed in Thomas hitting that last shot at the last second. I thought it was going to be possible, but those are the dangers that you face around the entire lobby. If you kind of just get caught off guard for a second, the Mammoth Pickle, especially
Zemi?
a headshot, can change
Zemi
the game
game.
around in the blink of an eye. Zemi and Cooper, they have such a good loadout, at least in the former global championship tandem. Cooper, Zemi's there. And Zemi,
Oh, typical gamer.
no stranger to third-party style events.
Typical
He has
gamers
something
over
ways
there.
under his belt as well.
Saw for a moment there, caught a glimpse. Peterbot Aussie just looking to take elevated peak position over Slurpee. They've got a pretty good idea of where some of the other teams are trying to
Where's
rotate
typical-
through. Queasy,
typical gamer?
Nick,
Over
a
there.
little bit more towards
Guess
that
so.
front side of zone. Burnley, Box, just on a slightly hill position. And Kanata, Ronaldo, they're just waiting for the traffic to come their way. They'll be more than prepared to
Who else is
look for
still
those
in the stream, bro?
eliminations, but they
We
wanna
need more
prioritize
people in here.
positioning.
We need like at least 4 more people in here.
Captain Shota just getting taken down yet again. Peterbot's the one that's going to clean up the elimination, but I believe the point actually does go over to Cooper and Zemi. And this is zone 6, 10 seconds left. Reboots will disable. So anybody that is eliminated now on respawn will have a chance to get back into the game. But Taco, as
Reboots
of
are
now,
disabled.
reboots are disabled.
And that might just be worst case scenario here for Shota. He's trying to swing around. And fortunately for him, a little bit of indirect assistance from the lobby. Peterbot, punished, loses half of his shield while trying to take those pot shots at Shota. And that is a big saving grace. But it might not make a difference for some of these other duos looking to rotate around Slurpee.
Wait, is Typical
Moving at
Gamer
Typical
live?
Gamer.
Hold on, let me check.
Gotta be wary of what's lurking
Why
above.
am I lagging?
Continuing where he left off. Just
Wait, let me see if
farming
TG's
elim
live real
after
quick.
Elim after Elim. Zone pulling towards the northwest or northeastern side of Slurpee Swamp here. Kind of back home for Peterbot and Ozzy, but for Seti and Daya, they have a decent
Okay,
rotation.
no,
They can one-hop it to the front side of the zone. They can sacrifice the HP if they want to try to take some high ground.
Who else
But
is
for
still
now,
in the
they're
stream,
trying
bro?
to
Or who else
slowly
is in the
set
stream?
seventh zone, 5 more to go. You don't want to bite out more than you can chew at any moment.
And look, it doesn't need to be flashy. For Seti and Daya, they found a lot of success with consistency.
Why do you only have one person? Like, come on, stop freaking leaving the stream, bro. Whoever's watching, don't not leave,
and
bro.
just in-game competitive knowledge, and they're letting it be put on full display here currently. currently. Savage and Lachlan, they've been working a little bit chalked since that early start, but Shota just cannot escape Peterbot's vision. Peterbot just entirely too high up. The advantages are so steep, and that's going to be Shota knocked one more time by Peterbot. Ozzy knows his responsibility. Let me just keep the material count high.
Yep, they're on the high ground right now, and that resource management is going to be
Keep getting
crucial
ads, like, come
if
on,
you're looking
bro.
to take it and keep it from zone to zone to zone and not really have to use the shockwave. Underneath, though, Cooper, Zemi, they do have the front side of zone already underneath their grasp. They have the luxury to be able to wait here, Taco. They can wait for it to open up, shockwave to the front side of zone to keep their position, or they can use their materials and tunnel their way there.
But some of these teams that were leading towards that top-end leaderboard in our top 3 position,
Clicks and
they've got to be
Lacey.
getting a little
I don't
bit
even know who
nervous
Lacey
seeing that
is.
elimination feed constantly light up with Peterbot's name, and Clicks, he's got a whole slew of problems right in front of him. Cooper and Semi nearly taking him out. Lacey still a little bit left behind. Can he reunite? Flashback, gonna catapult him straight to the front side. He's building, he's boxing, but that's his last splash. Now he has to wait for Clicks to play catch-up.
Now, at least they've reunited into the same box. Clicks now taking charge, even giving up some of the heals on over to Lazy. They might have shockwave out of zone one game, but they won't want to make that mistake again, especially with the leaderboard this close.
What the heck is
Breathing,
typical
getting a
gamer,
pair of
man?
elevations. Stable Ronaldo,
There's still a lot of
now left
people
by
left.
himself
What the
with
heck?
Kanata getting taken down, and he's somebody, we talked about his experience. He has a ton of it, but how much is it?
It's gotta be enough, Jacob. If anything, Ron's familiar with pressure, so he'll try to let that experience carry over
We got stable
into this type
Ronaldo.
of solo clutch, but clutching is going to be so problematic. Everybody just getting so congested outside of
Bro, there's
Slurpee,
so much
and with
people.
Peterbot and Aussie
Oh
fully
my God.
controlling the flow of this lobby. We saw Baxity for a moment, but it was only just a shockwave, a crash pad. Everybody trying to just stay one step ahead of the pack.
It's going to be extremely difficult for anybody to look up and try to contest it because of that mythic pulse rifle. Just constant pressure coming down from Peterbot and Ozzy. Everybody can feel it, and even Peterbot's just going down low, making sure to reconnect. The FNCS strategies are coming out in full force. That's how serious Peterbot's taking the second half.
And look at Aussie from behind, playing that supportive measure too. Peterbot, he's got open season on the rest of this lobby. All of these mid-tier, low-round
Booga,
players
okay.
just getting smothered on top of each other.
Typical
Peterbot
gamer
and Aussie
there.
have a full chokehold on this lobby right now. But typical gamer, Buddha, they're looking to try and make their debut. They're tarping their way through that secondary height. And Aussie, he's going to be forced to actually pull back. Took a little bit too much damage. He's going to have to wait for the heals to pay out. But now, Queasy still alive as a solo.
Shockwaving, destroying some builds, but giving him a little bit of cover to look through, but Lacey spots him out, gets the elimination. 10 zone placement points have not even set in just yet. 11 teams still alive, relatively loose with a couple of players playing as solos. Booga being one of them, lands a good shot on the Courage, but not enough to get that green light to go. Cooper, Zemi, they clean up Lacey, leaving Clicks by himself, and this is where players are falling left, right, and center. Clicks might be one of them because he's feeling the pressure.
And Clicks, he only has 2 builds left. Make that one build and a dream. Doesn't even get a chance to heal. He's gonna be taken
GG's
out
for
before he
Clicks,
can
bro.
continue trying to
And
build
Booga.
out those placements. Zemi, Cooper though, one of our few healthy teams on the low ground, but can they escape Peterbot's vision? That's been the real deciding factor for so many of these teams. Courage also scrambling right next to them. Cole taking out Reason though. Very big troubles, very huge scenes though, as Courage finds his own elimination onto Jacob.
He just wiped the full duo out of the lobby. No siphon though, so 30 HP. The necessary time for that Chug Chug to pop is now. Peterbot slowly but surely dropping down. They realize this one is all but over in their favor. 2 Shockwave, half a Chug Chug as well. More loot being passed up, but now they're contested. Flakes and gone, they're going up, but Peterbot's going out. He has the last grappler. He makes his way back to the zone. This is why he is king.
But Peterbot, he's got to get his way back towards where the zone is actually at. He doesn't want to find himself outside of it. Still has a shockwave. He takes out Gone. That's going to be the massive refresh. All of these builds, shockwaving up. One more tick could do it, but
Oh,
Peterbot
shoot.
barely managing to stay alive. He's on the high ground, and Aussie's still right behind him. Aussie's going to play Disruptor on low.
You don't know who he is until you realize that is Fragger Ozzy on the low ground.
Oh.
Causing chaos.
Oh, that's
Peter
not
Buck
good.
chopping down Cooper, sending him all the way down low to that low ground. And now that's his chance to put down pressure. Only 3 teams remain, and only one of them is a strong duo because Courage has just gone down.
Ooh.
Cooper has no choice but to try to make a play. Everybody left alive.
Oh,
He's
he's
going to be
close.
solos. Cooper versus Cole.
Oh,
on the backside
GG's
of the
Courage.
zone as he takes
You're
down
out of here.
Courage.
But Cold, he's right there in the mind of Peterbot. Cooper trying to do what he can. Peterbot doesn't have a whole lot of HP to work with. He'll at least have the opportunity, though, from the high ground to play off these one-shot portions. Cooper goes up.
Oh. Peterbot. Oh, no.
What he's capable of, and he is just continuing to deliver.
Both of these guys are playing in synchronization to make things happen when it
go.
matters most. Ozzy dropping to the low ground. Peterbot doing everything.
Hey, spam up the W's for Peterbot, bro.
But they've shown up and shown up big, right, Frankie?
Well, they did show up big, and you know what? We know, Peterbot, you're the FNCS go, but please give it up for King Kangaroo!
I mean, I think for most that end game, I was just trying to stay alive. I mean, you just let the best do what he does. I didn't really do much, but that was the whole plan.
You got two eliminations to your name. You were alive in that end game. How much difference did Ozzy make to your game, Peter?
I mean, he stayed alive very long. I mean, he did his job.
You sound surprised.
No, I'm not surprised.
And we aren't.
Hey, spam up the
Ozzy,
W's,
stand
bro,
up for me,
for
please.
Peterbot.
Listen, I always look short, even standing next to you. So tell me, earlier I was speaking to the two of you, and it sounds like Pete's letting you IGL a bit.
I don't know about that. I think he just let me make one decision. We're doing well. He's listening to my input. It's great. I mean, he's the greatest, but he still takes my advice. It's nice.
And your advice was to drop on Cooper and Zemi in game 2.
Okay, that sounds a bit bad. He wanted to go somewhere. I thought maybe that could be a play, but I love Cooper and Zemi, but...
It was your idea.
It was my idea.
I don't know why you credited it to Ozzy, but I just want to ask you one more question. You got your first victory royale in the bag now, Peter, but does this mean the next 2 are yours as well?
I said we're going to win the last 3 games to Ozzy, so...
All right, well, you heard the man. Let's see if he can make his prediction a reality after the break. Peter Bot, let's see everyone!
Let's go. Typical gamer. Crazy, bro. Okay. Alright, we got 2 minutes. Got 2 minutes until the next game. Dang, that's crazy. Peterbot and Ozzy won that. Crazy, bro. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, bro. Who's still in here, bro? Like, if you're in the stream but not saying nothing, would be just crazy. I don't know why be in my stream if you're not gonna say nothing.
Yeah, come on.
Don't worry.
Bro, I keep
Dash
getting
Pass
ad,
saves you
bro.
money
Come
on
on.
DoorDash, so you can skip the
Ah,
trip.
bro. I keep getting freaking ad, bro. Please stop, bro. Bro, 2 minutes ad.
Don't worry.
2 minute ad.
Dash
Like, come
Pass
on.
saves you money on DoorDash, so you
I
can.
keep getting a 2 minute ad. I'm gonna miss this thing, bro. Like, stop. Let me just watch this real quick, bro. Got 20 seconds left, but I keep getting an ad. Please stop. Please stop getting me ads, bro.
Sure, yeah, come on.
Don't worry. Dash Pass saves
I'm
you
gonna
money
miss
on
this.
DoorDash, so you can skip the trip to the
Oh,
grocery
oh my
store
God.
and stay right where you need to be.
Okay, I keep
Dash
getting
Pass by
ad, bro.
DoorDash. Your door to more savings.
I keep getting the ad, bro.
You
McCrispy strip is here. Dip approved by
I got a 2-minute ad. There's 20, or probably, it's probably just started now.
Buffalo and ranch, more ranch, and creamy chili McCrispy strip.
Shut up, I don't care, I don't care.
Hey, you alright? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about some.
I got something that'll cheer you up, Jack. I go the other way.
Yeah, you can shut up, bro. I want to get copyrighted. I'm gonna miss this thing, bro. Like, I keep getting an ad, bro, for absolutely no reason. Oh my god, bro. I'm waiting. Bro, we need more people in the chat, bro. We actually need more people in the chat. Like, why be in my stream if you're not gonna say nothing? Like, just at least say hi or something. Frick, bro. At least say hi. Like, come on. Stop being like a sore... I'm not gonna say it. Stop being a bad viewer, bro.
Welcome to the 4 parks of Universal Orlando Resort.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Danny dreams fearlessly.
Because when you feel protected,
It's okay.
your family's free to pursue their dreams.
So are you brave?
I'm fearless.
Bundle life and save up to 25% on home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Holy, bro.
Bro, you're crazy. Let's go, bro. Oh my god, bro.
I just cannot believe in that moment when the shockwave back up to high ground. He's literally getting eaten alive by the storm, and he should have gone down.
Game 5 in a minute 50.
Milliseconds there before he just finds his way just barely outside his zone and then goes on to win that game, Kelly.
Also, can we, is Aussie Antics better than Mongrel and Mr. Savage?
He did eliminate Mr. Savage in the practice matches yesterday, and now he eliminates Mongrel today on show day. But look, Cooper and Zemi, we have to talk about them. They took home the win on the first match, and now getting second place in the hands of Peterbot. I'm telling you, it's a repeat of the Global Championship. Pete did not want to let that one slide, but Cooper and Zemi have been playing incredibly consistent, and it's exactly what they need to do to maintain them.
Guys, why be my stream if you're not gonna say nothing, bro? At least say hi.
Teams and to literally be a solo player.
At least say hi or something, bro.
And Aussie and Cold and Courage, and to still
3
have
people
your
watching, but nobody say
composure.
nothing.
That is why Cooper is a
okay, I see how it is now.
champion, and to get second place as well, to get these eliminations, just leading them to victory.
I'm not.
And although it is a second place,
I'm talking about the other people in the chat. They're not even saying
this is
nothing.
a best case scenario.
Any other player gets hit by that shockwave, but it had to be Peterbot. It had to be Peterbot, and it took Cooper.
But nobody else is saying nothing, bro. Like, get the chat flowing at least, bro.
Guys, I don't know if you remember this. Hold on, that's right. So Cooper's a global champion, and he won when it was a 1-day format. So could we see history repeat itself?
I think that is definitely a likely possibility, especially looking at the stats there from Cooper. An average placement of 3.8 out of 20 teams is a pretty dang good placement.
Definitely good odds. We do have 2 more matches to be played out, so you know all they have to do is keep it up. But look how close it is. We said it, 3 points from first to second, and right behind them, we can't put them out yet. Seti and Daya in 3rd place with 41 points. This is still anybody's game.
Where are they? Like, what is going on? We're never seeing them, and yet they're in 3rd place?
No, we see them. We see Seti a lot in the end game as well, and obviously Daya being an incredible competitor. We do see them honestly frequently in the end game, so it doesn't surprise me too much to see them in 3rd place. I think what we should have seen is their names a lot earlier in the people's predictions. A lot of people just kind of overlooked them, and obviously they're not going to be overlooking them now.
They are so stealth mode right now. I mean, this is crazy. Also, Cold encouraged JD in that last game. Courage said, half break? All right, I'm waking myself back up. And in case you guys didn't see, he was out here doing push-ups not that long ago and then goes on to put on a performance like this. Okay.
I think he needs to do push-ups more often in between games. I think that might honestly get the juices going because he was doing such a good job there, following Cold T to T, box to box, doing such a good job running that low ground, getting so many eliminations and kind of just pushing everyone else out of the way.
I'm actually loving this so much from Courage. I want to repeat what we said before, but Courage literally played more tournaments this past week than he had from 2020 to now, and he is keeping up with Cold. He is staying together with his teammate. The chemistry is looking amazing, and I am honestly incredibly impressed with how they've been performing.
Look, Courage is an OG, all right? This guy has been around competitive play for a very, very long time. And I can just, you know, we definitely appreciate that he's been putting in that work, and it shows. Like, obviously, when the camera comes on, he's gonna be Courage, right? Loud, funny. He's gonna make you, you know, laugh every single time. But when that bus launches and he jumps out, it's serious time.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it from even 2 weeks ago. He immediately started
What the
practicing
heck?
as soon as we saw.
Okay.
I think he got a little nervous when he saw that Cold, you know, the reigning Major 2 champ, was announced, and he wanted to bring the energy that we're seeing right now to all of you to prove to not just himself but to everyone that yes, I might have been the second place Fortnite first Pro-Am, but I'm here again and I haven't dropped anything.
It's what you love to see from the 2018 Pro-Am second place, now once again here in 2025. He talked about eating 12 bananas. He talked about the push-ups. Maybe it's these routines that are helping him out. But all we know is we've got 2 games left, and they've got to make it happen.
2 games left.
I don't even
Okay.
know how this ends, right? Again, with moment to moment, this could change. This could be mad chaotic. I mean, I'm still, you know, where is Clix and Lacey, right? We kind of saw that last game. Lacey did kind of get picked off, kind of got cornered there for a situation, but Clix is still being Clix, right? This is still looking like Major 2 Clix.
You cannot put anybody out of the competition. We saw what Peterbot and Ozzy just did. They went from 7th to 2nd place, almost first in a single match. They're still in the top 10. All they need is one good game again, and they are more than capable of getting it.
Yeah, still being in 7th place right now. I mean, if you look at the points, they're about 18 points below, which is obviously a big chunk, but we know that Clix can really lock in. We've seen Clix go for those WT games, so I definitely think there's a possibility of them to jump up the leaderboard, just get a few more elims and points, and set themselves up in the top.
I'm curious, do we think that with 2 games left to go, I mean, clearly the competition is fierce. Do we just say, that's it, everyone swap up your drop spots, we're going for the first place, we're landing on them, we want to win, let's take them out, and then suddenly we're feeling like that invitational once again?
I mean, if everyone changes up their drop spots, then no one changes up their drop spots, right? I don't know, that just kind of makes everything.
I'm up for it. I'm up for it. Okay, Alex kicked it off, kind of splitting up with where Loser Fruit was dropping. So maybe, you know, in the last game, I don't know if this next one, but maybe the last match of the day, we'll see something interesting.
How have you guys been enjoying this? I mean, this is just so...
AK-30.
What's crazy, too, is like no 2 games have felt like the same. And sometimes in the FNCS, you forget that, right? It's like,
PK.
oh, high ground win. Okay, high ground win. Oh, low ground win. You know, and it's similar, but this is just like, you look over and you're like, okay,
Typical game,
I guess Peterbot just has a mythic pulse. I don't know.
I mean, we keep talking about these practice games, and what we saw was a lot of heal-off potential, and I think a lot of these players initially in games 1 and 2 had a lot of heals going into the end game, but I think they're starting to realize that this is more, I don't think we've actually seen a heal-off just yet. It's been way more aggro.
I honestly thought there was going to be more heal-offs, especially looking at the practice games from yesterday. It's what I thought might happen, but we haven't seen that. Even Cooper and Zemi in the first match were saying, Cooper said, you know what, we don't even need to go high. Let's just drop low. We'll get more eliminations. We'll get more opportunities, and it's working out for them so far.
Cooper and Zemi, man, they are just so good right now. I also did want to highlight in the last game, we got to finally see Thomas HD and Somerset. Thomas HD with that gold mammoth in hand, and I thought, guys, this is it. Game over, but it's a very difficult competition overall, right? I thought it was just going to be put a mammoth in Thomas HD's hand, but bro, there's just so much talent literally in every single corner of this map. With 2 games left to go, anything can happen.
100%. I mean, Peterbot and Alex were tied for the most eliminations. 3rd place, it was Thomas HD with that mammoth in hand. We saw him hitting his shots, getting those eliminations. Now, unfortunately, they didn't make it as far into the end game as they would have liked, but hey, they still got 2 matches left. They can still make it happen.
Yeah, that one shot onto Shota and then almost eliminating Koyota as well was absolutely phenomenal. And that's what we expected out of Thomas HD, especially with the Mammoth. You know that Vivid was very excited when he saw that in Thomas HD's hands. But like you said, they're so good at the early and mid game, but being able to kind of control this end game, which is so much more chaotic than the normal FNCS, which is affecting both of them, honestly. Thomas HD and Somerset are more used to that standard mode, but I'm used to some more Fortnite.
Yes, let's go. Game number 5 is ready. So casters, back over to you.
Thank you so much. And with 2 games left, one of the biggest things I've noticed while looking at that leaderboard, this isn't as elimination heavy as we thought it was going to be. It's come down to straight consistency throughout these 4 games.
You say that, but when Peterbot and us here in the lobby, especially Peterbot, eliminations might actually be the real recipe for success. But we got game 5 ready to go.
Oh yeah, let's go.
This is their second to last chance to figure out a way to make up for lost time when it comes to that leaderboard. You go ahead and find yourself in a situation to where you can take more chances, get a little bit more aggressive, figure out a way to close that gap with eliminations, because Taco, it's been the 10th zone more times than not that has been granting the placement points because teams just won't go down.
But if you think about it, with Cooper and Zemi leading by just 3 points on that leaderboard in the penultimate game before today's final lobby, that's a lot of pressure, Jacob. Even for a seasoned competitor like Cooper and Zemi, it's still just so much bearing down on their shoulders, but they've got to see it through.
Yeah, especially if you're in first place, trying to play your game calmly, cool, collected, and then you just see the name in the feed lighting up with eliminations. It's almost going to force some teams to get more and more aggressive. Contested drop, though, this time around. Veno does look like he was getting aggressive over towards the boom and base onto Podesai and Nikov. Nate Hill's in the distance as well. These are the type of strategy I expected to see. Game 5, Veno's able to land a good shot, but he is going to go down. We already saw Reddish at Simi's stack, so we know where he's going to get rebooted at.
For a moment, it seemed like that was going to be turned on its head there for Podesai, but Nikov still had the backup necessary just in case things went south. And now, Frenchie's just looking to try and ensure that they have boom and base completely locked down. Veno dropping back in, though. Probably just happy about the fact that he wasn't beamed out of the sky like we've been witnessing so often here today.
Yeah, and I've already saw on the feed, we got Mongrel, Ollie, both going down respectively. But there's just so much action going down. Let's jump into Vaxity and Reason.
Nice. Oh my! What happened? Oh my god! I got the luckiest thing ever! Out of every exotic weapon! Okay, nice. Oh my god!
Oh my gosh! Is that like a 0.00001% chance to get every exotic in that one chest? They gotta be the ones to look at for this game.
Not even 1 in a million, like 1 in a billion odds there, it seems like, Jacob. But that is everything just completely dropped at Reason's feet. Him and Vaxity have got to pop off this lobby. There will never be a clearer sign that this is your game. And remember, Vaxity said it himself earlier when we were talking to him. We're gonna bring home at least one. Please let it be this one.
This is their best chance with the loot that they have, as Alex just getting aggressive time and time again, fresh off the reload, but he gets taken down yet again. Loser Fruit barely have gotten enough time to reload back into this game before Alex going down. They're just kind of hoping, they're praying that they got some sort of landing spot to go ahead and land at, and then maybe they can worry about loot. But Regs saw the reboot. She's going fresh after Loser Fruit.
And Regs, she might have even alerted Flakes and Gone that their prey has now been fully intercepted. They're gonna opt to just prioritize farming up a little bit of material, taking a moment to pause here, really scope out the scenery. But a little look back season on what was taking place with Ronaldo and Cypher PK completely cornered by Kanata and Ron. A real strong tag team effort.
Yeah, and you see that box was literally on fire. There was no way for Cypher to really escape besides going at him, and almost looks like he got farmed again by Ozzy this time around. Moxie's trying to stay alive, get these reboots, but this is the last place on this entire island I would want to try to stay alive to get the reboots, because Cypher is getting the Ollie A treatment.
But Cypher will manage to escape the Peterbot for the time being. How much longer, though? Aussie just gonna continue the conversation instead of pick up where Pete left off. That's some heads-up awareness from his duo mate, and that's the kind of chemistry that we've been witnessing come out really strong for Aussie and Peterbot at times. And Jacob, 5th matchup, 3 points away. I cannot emphasize on it enough, because that is such an easy striking range. Only 3 eliminations, and they've already got like 2.
And right now, you started as a 3-point game, like you just said. Well, guess what? It is literally a 1-point game, barring if Cooper and Zemi don't got elims, as Moxie lands a good shot onto Ozzy, but it's Peterbot the one you have to worry about. He dives straight in, gets the elimination, and he's just showboating yet again. Peterbot is putting on a show today.
This is where that mental fortitude's got to come into play for some of our competitors when Peterbot is just nonstop emoting on everybody's body. And Savage, he might be next in the lineup if he's not careful, but it's Mr. Savage after all. He's gonna have a little bit of fight back. Pete's got to be wary. He can't just openly aggress into Savage's box. He might even shift his focus towards Savage's duo mate, Locky. He's got to stay closer to where Savage is at. Peterbot from overhead. Peterbot cracks Savage's shields entirely. Peterbot knocks Savage, and that's just another elimination added up.
Peterbot just said, I thought you retired. Maybe let me lend you a hand going back on over there. Lockley just trying to stay alive. Like I said, this is the last place you want to be a solo, trying to keep your team alive, because they're going to see it. They're going to jump. Now they're pouncing onto Lachlan. They know Savage just got rebooted. He is on the clock, and time is definitely ticking.
But it doesn't even matter what's happening here for Lachlan and Mr. Savage. More importantly still, Cooper and Zemi. You've got to be panicking a little bit. You're watching that lead get completely flipped upside down because Peterbot and Aussie are just relentless. They are farming Lachlan and Savage, and one more elimination off of Lachlan. Peterbot with 4 already. There's got to be some form of a disengage, but Savage, he'll meet his end. A full duo wipe, and that might actually be the best case scenario though for Zemi and Cooper.
100% best case scenario, because now there's nobody to farm out of the sky. And just like that, Peterbot and Ozzy have a 2-point lead over the competition and are not looking to slow down yet. Ozzy looking over, seeing that team building up on top of Slurpee Swamp into the distance. He said, yo, Pete. And he's just sharing up that information and letting him decide where they want to push next.
Never count out Clix and Lacey, though. They might want to be the first team to possibly repeat Victor Royale 2 on the day. And I like the fact that they're playing with so much patience. They don't need to do anything reckless. They've scouted out that Lucifer and Alex are on the bridge. And now, while Lucifer's trying to take this opportunity to heal, Alex left by himself. He's gonna have to play support. He's gonna have to try and prevent Clix and Lacey from pushing them entirely. And he's done enough. That's all he was really after, was just keeping Loser Fruit safe.
Yeah, because you don't want to get stuck. This is 5th zone. This is the danger zone for when you want to start to position, maybe not take those risky fights, because if you go
AK-30's in Storm right now.
Game, there's almost nowhere for you to land, or nowhere safe at that. Especially for 7th zone, that's when reboots will be disabled. As Thomas, Somerset, 5 eliminations. A good portion of those were on NECA at 30, as Reddish is now taking her share of that point gain, taking him down yet again. They're just trying to take that slow rotation. Even with launch pads around, they know it's too risky to expose yourself with the mammoths, the snipers, and how dangerous so many players are with their aim.
Now, I like this from Thomas, just taking a lower elevation, using some of that natural map terrain, but when you see these pre-existing builds heading up to the high ground, gotta be really careful. You never know what might be waiting for you. And Coyota actually gonna be the one with that mythic. We'll sorry this because dangerous scenes here, but Coyota doesn't get the opening shot he was hoping for. Shota now gonna look to try and back up his duo mate. Coyote trying to give chase, but he's just getting blocked off even from his own shots.
He was able to land one shot, but just a little bit too late. Somerset's there. They're trying to alleviate some of that pressure, and he's being so quick and predictive, trying to capture off guard, but no, it's Thomas that takes the big shot. Luckily for him, already pre-popped the legendary slurp juice, so the shield's gonna take some time to get back on up, but it's well on its way. Playing defensive from one end, but it's forced to leave Somerset in a 1v2 situation versus Coyote and Shota, but this is great work by her, playing defensive, making sure that it's not going to be a free push, which allows her to reunite with Thomas HD.
The problem that Thomas kind of scoped out is Cold and Courage. They were just constantly spraying into where Thomas and Somerset were at. They're not going to allow them to key any further towards Coyote and Shota. It's just not safe. It's not worth the risk. Thomas knows better. And he's going to opt to just fall back, wait for the lobby to kind of settle in a little bit deeper into the zone.
And that's a scary box fight if you end up against Coyote. One of the few weapons in the game right now with that mythic charge shotgun that can actually hit a one pump. So you have to be careful, because that could have been a much different situation. Veno, Reddish, still going around the outskirts of the map towards the outside, finding a lot of the different barrels that are left behind. The bigger the barrel, the more the HP, and that's something they're going to utilize in open water.
This is very familiar scenes, though, for Veno. He loves his dead side rotations, and it's a good heads-up play. You want to stay away from where so much of the attention is being drawn more towards that center zone, and with the way that they're basing up on a little bit of elevation, they might even have a great opportunity to kind of just pick off some other late straggler rotating teams.
Now the 6th zone, 50 seconds, and it will begin to close. So it's about 2 minutes, Taco, to reboots, or you can see in 45 seconds they're gonna start to be disabled because it's already closing. Lacey's feeling the pressure. Now is not the time to go down. Ozzy's even pickaxing, trying to take control of these pieces. They know danger is looming around any one of these corners, and as soon as they drop down, they start to feel that feeling of safety, but it doesn't slow down. They're the focus of the lobby as of now.
They're barely getting just the smallest opportunities to try and restore some of that shield, but Click, Lazy, they're just gonna shockwave out. They're gonna take their odds, just catapulting themselves further, but the lobby is not letting up. Click's so incredibly low. Lacey cracked as well. Queasy on the other end of things, but Flakes, he sees the white ticks. He wants to keep barreling them with pressure, and Clicks, Lazy, they are just at their wits' end. They're practically out of material. If anybody else even spots out the fact that they're under so much heavy fire, they might just look to steal this one away from the rest of the lobby.
I gotta admit, it was Reason and Faxity. They have that exotic red eye, which means there's explosive damage, destroying a lot of those builds, which kind of started that lobby focus in general. Bad luck for Clicks and Lazy, because now they just have very, very few materials. Reboots disabled. They're going to need an important elimination if they're looking to get back into this game. Kanata, Stable Ronaldo looking through these cones, trying to figure out when and where they have to rotate. They spot out Faxity and Reason. They don't even know the treasure trove they behold right above them.
That's a good hold, though, by Faxity, not allowing those floors to get fully chopped out. Kanata and Ron, they're going to have to default to a different strategy, and that might just be crash padding forward, trying to make sure they stay closer towards that front side. So many of our teams, though, have just been kind of duking things out in the low ground here, Jacob. And Clicks, Lacey, they're going to have to be a part of that because they need a refresh, probably more than everybody else that's still left standing right now.
Yep, 3 builds split between the 2 players. Hooper, Zemi already starting to rotate on over. There's a couple of chances here for Clicks and Lacey to start to get aggressive, but they're just waiting to catch somebody off guard. A nice maybe 200 damage, and it's Ozzy, the ones that looks like they're gonna pounce on him first. Peterbot already made his way on out, and now he's gonna be by himself because they go ahead and take down
good
Ozzy.
for Peterbot and
Ozzy. They desperately need to stay alive.
But it's just not enough material. Lacey still has 0 builds to work with, and there are shots coming in from every direction. They're just playing a little bit too close towards that backside of zone. Teams know that this is an injured duo. They are not healthy enough to keep pressing forward. But Jacob, he's lost in the fray. Cammy gonna be the only one left standing now at that duo, and Thomas with that mammoth pistol trying to see if he can take somebody else's head off.
This is where you really have to be careful and thoughtful of your shockwaves and your crash pads, because someone just like this is gonna deal so much damage just like that. Queasy just gets deleted out of the sky, and their chances for high ground go out the window because it looks like it's Thomas HD and Somerset's turn to claim it as their own.
And Thomas all too happy to take over. But that's where things went south for Jacob. Just beam from the sky. No rotation is safe when you've got somebody like Thomas on high ground with that mammoth. But look at Baxity and Reason. Reason said he's feeling lucky, but he's gonna need more than luck to make his way up this hill face. Thomas Somerset already been with a punch. Peterbot, no Aussie, but Peterbot, he's been here before. Jacob,
you should go live, Montre. There you go.
He managed to make it work.
With only 2 shockwaves, though, all that's left, that's his primary rotation to make it from point A to point B. But he does have Blue Pump and the Gold Mammoth. 1 pump around any corner, just like that. Nip at 30 is going to go down. Another point for that elimination, but this is now top 10. Now every team that goes down, you get placements.
But Seti, Daya, they were
you should low-key be in that. If you get good enough, you could. If you get more good.
Right in front of them, but Somerset crash padding up. Typical gamer nearly getting taken out. Typical gamer actually gonna force Somerset to drop ultimate low. No, she's gonna try to go back up to her height, but Booga, he's already got control. Booga and Typical Gamer now fully taking over the high ground, and they gotta deal with Pete in the middle of it.
He's ready to challenge. Solo, teammate, he's somebody that's willing to go and risk it all for what he wants. But Booga, TG, you see they're running out of builds. It's Typical Gamer taking the charge, leading the IGL, the tarping, but in comes Peterbot yet again, taking down the shields of Booga, but he is limited with his resources, only 3 builds, so he can't break down into an all-out fight.
All the while, Seti Daya in the low ground. This could be the optimal position because the heavy work is being done for them. The lobby is thinning itself out. Kanata might even be able to find another knock. No, he needs the refresh more than ever. Podesai spotted out. The wood box not going to keep him safe for much longer, but Kanata forced to close off the wall. Scouts that it's Cooper and Zemi in the low ground, cutting him off, stealing that loot away from him.
Cooper and Zemi finally getting eliminations. They're playing towards that consistency. We know throughout the course of this game, Peterbot and Ozzy have taken away that first place, but there's still 6 teams that need to go down, which is 6 placement points. And he has that mythic charge shotgun, 1 pump potential for him. Peterbot, he's got a little bit of arsenal, but I don't think it's going to be enough. 1v1 versus Kanata. No siphon, no matters. Both of them go down.
You should wait. Actually, I don't know if you have to try to stream. Try to stream like an hour for like an hour probably for work. Oh shoot!
The challenge is a success. They're now
it's going crazy right now. They're going crazy.
Everybody getting trapped inside the castle here at Fort Crumpet, and Typical Gamer will fall.
There might have been over 4 million different timelines looking.
This is crazy, I know.
This might be the one where Baxity, a late entrant into the competition, could come out, but he's having a couple of hiccups from up, down, left, right. His HP's out the window.
Typical
Cooper
Gamer.
staggering himself back. His only chance was left of the Chug Jug. He has to figure out a way in because he's the only solo left versus Seti and Daya. Baxity and Reason, the 2 strong duos, but they run into Cooper.
That's not good.
Goes down. Reason is the one that's firing down from above. Hell and brimstone with that red eye.
I like that! Baxity and Reason, they just need to close it.
Oh shoot!
This is your moment. This is your victory royale.
The brothers are on top. You said it yourself. He guaranteed 1, and that guarantee, that prophecy has just been fulfilled. We need to feel and see how they're feeling with Frankie.
Why are you saying sorry to Reason, Baxity?
Because he told me don't do anything stupid and I died.
You got nervous. But Reason, you got the victory royale!
Fucking go, man. Oh, I'm so happy. That was a nice win, but I told Fax don't do anything stupid and he just jumps off height. By the way, Fax, you want to say it?
What happened? Oh, shout out to Mar. We love you, bro. If you're watching from home, thank you. We're trying to win for you, bro.
Yeah, and he is going to give you all of his prize money. He told me that earlier this week. Now stand up, boys, so everyone can see you, please, because everyone in the Galen Center obviously wants to give you their support right now. Reason, what was your reaction when you found out you were going to be playing with this man?
I mean, I was happy. I like him. He's good. It was fine.
And has he taken you by surprise? I mean, you just got a victory royale. You've only been playing together for a couple of days.
No, he's been playing good. He's actually been playing good. I've been advising him a bit. He's good now.
And in fact, I have to say, one of the highlights of this entire event has just been watching
There's
your
one game left.
shenanigans on the internet. But you're
Whoever
showing
wins
you
this
can
last
also
game is
put your
gonna
money
get
where
that
your mouth is,
prize.
'cause you're here with me right
Or
now.
that
Have you got
trophy,
anything
should I
to say to
say.
people at home watching, supporting you?
I appreciate you guys. We're gonna try to win last game as well. Let's keep doing what we do.
Do you think you can? Yeah, of course you can.
Shout out to Germany, shout out to all my viewers, and nur der ASV.
Dankeschön. I mean, he's one of the most popular streamers in Germany. I'm sure they're all wishing you well, even though it's past your bedtimes, Germany. Right, guys, we have got to take a short break. But when we come back, everything is going to be on the line. Don't go anywhere. Guys, give it up! Reason and Faxity!
All right, last game. Last game. Last game of this whole thing, bro. Predictions. Who's gonna win, bro? Predictions. Who's gonna win? There's Clicks, Peterbot, Nick A30, Typical Gamer, Booga. A lot of people. Hmm. 2 minutes. Okay, Zemi is in here. Mr. Savage and Lockman. Peterbot. Yeah, there's Peterbot in here too. Cypher PK. Alia and Mongol. The Mongol's in here too. Game 6, the last game. Last and final game. Last and final game. Let's go. Final game, let's go. Typical Gamer. Booga and Typical Gamer, bro. This is crazy. Crazy. I wonder who's gonna win. Maybe Clicks. You never know. Never know. Of course I can add, bro. Crazy. Curse JD too. You never know. Oh yeah, stable Ronaldo too. Nick A30. Never back down, never give up. Crazy.
Welcome back, Fortnite fam, to the FNCS Pro-Am. We've got a bit of a predicament on our hands. That's going into the last game. There's a 1 point difference between first place and second place. More on that in a second because
Game 6 in 5 minutes. Oh my
Faxity
god.
and Reason getting a victory royale. Bro, Reason opening that chest at the beginning of the game and the exotics pouring out. Jacob said, like, I don't even know how many zeros. The percentage chance is so small and they literally take that on to getting a victory royale.
I mean, hey, listen, you find the loot, you make the most out of it, you go ahead and win the game. That's kind of like back-to-back games when you think about it, right? Pete getting that mythic pulse right from the last game, instantly switching over to a couple of exotics for Reason and Fax that he worked with. They then win the game. That's what you love to see right there.
You can see Faxfity's reaction from where he limbed himself to fall damage, but hey, it was meant to be. You talked about the odds of getting that loot. Reason was able to close it off. He said, you know what, don't worry, I got you. I said don't mess up, and you went down to fall, but they still got the job done.
That was almost career ending for both of them, right? A couple missed shots by Reason, but Faxfity slipping up, you know.
I was really concerned there for a moment because I was like, yo, Daya can clutch these situations.
Yeah.
You gotta be real careful. And it's crazy too because remember, Seti, Daya, they're still up there on the standings. So if that had gone the other way, this could be very, very scary. But of course, why don't we get ready to take a look at these standings? Because, yeah, like I mentioned, we are a 1 point difference. Going into game number 6, Aussie Antics, Peterbot, 57 points, Cooper and Zemi, 56. But the kicker, Tokata, Seti, and Daya, 54.
It's going to be absolute cinema going into this last match. 3 points is the difference from third to first place. You couldn't have asked for a better last match here at the Pro-Am. And not only that, Reason Faxfity weren't even in top 10 going into that match. They're in 6th place now. You can see just how much
it's gonna be intense. Last game, it's gonna be intense.
Crazy stuff. I mean, we got Peterbot storming to the top of the leaderboard. Obviously, very, very elimination heavy. Then you got Cooper and Zemi every single time we tune into an end game. They're there consistently. Going into the last game, Zeke, I don't know. Would I take that elimination play style? Would I take that placement style? I mean, speaking about placement styles, though, another duo that we keep seeing in the end game, Seti and Daya. I mean, nobody was talking about them, and here they are, 3rd place.
You love to see it. I mean, on paper, this duo looks insane. Global champion, Daya coming from a win at the Milk Cup, and now they have been incredibly consistent in Cami Seti style, getting to that end game. I love to see them doing it as well with Daya and Seti. So close to getting that victory royale, but they still have 1 match to make it happen.
Man, anything can happen. And keep in mind, we could just say, hey, why don't we just land on the top 3, right? Like, why don't we just take it invitational style, just end the tournament right here, right now? Peterbot is one that could do that, right? Like, with 3 duos rather going into this last game, all kind of battling it out. Y'all have to keep your eye on the elimination feed. You got to make sure you're following. Okay, if one goes down, where's that other player? Are they safe? Because we need the reload.
You've got to imagine, though, right? That's something that we've actually already seen. Game 2, Peterbot and Aussie trying to actually go over there, land on them, but it didn't actually end up working out. Is that going to kind of play a part into that decision-making? Like, oh, listen, we already tried that. Didn't work out, we should not do it again.
That's the big question, because there's 3 duos that are in that 3-point difference from first place. But if they all start battling it out at the start of the game and they all get eliminated, then it's free pickings for everyone else.
I still am blown away by that exotic chest, bro. And the fact that Faxity and Reason got a victory royale. We have a listen in from that last game. Let's check it out.
I'm up. Is he build fighting? Is he almost? No. How many builds do you have? I have 7. I have 10. 100? Right here, 100. Dead. Nice. I think I'm going for that. Yeah, go. Watch out, you don't get shot. Oh my god. I'm good. Dead. I'm front. Got it? They blocked each other. 3. I'm front. 1v2. Nice. I'm front. Don't do anything dumb. I'm not. I fell. No. Come on. No, please. Come on, Razan. No. Come on.
Bro, I'm telling you, like I said, you got to be careful. Daya can clutch those situations, and for a moment, I was like, no, it's over, Reason. But again, those exotics, bro, those exotic weapons, so rare, so powerful.
I mean, that's just why we love Faxty, right? I mean, the guy gets shockwaved in the storm by his teammate, just laughing at it. He's like, just having a good time.
Said, no worries. Look, they both kind of made a little mistake there, but hey, the win is what matters.
Guys, the last game, the 2025 FNCS Pro-Am is ready. Who will take home the trophy for the last time today? Take it away, casters.
This This is ridiculous. Easily the highlight listening of the day so far, though. Reason and Faxity, they might have brought it home in Game 5, but that leaderboard is entirely too tight for comfort, Jacob. It's a 3-horse race.
I know we can honestly see one of the first times where the winner of the game wins the entire thing. That would just be the cherry on top, but I just love how close, how entertaining this entire thing has been.
Look, if you're not excited after what just happened in Game 5 and even all the lobbies before that, I don't know what to tell you, because this is peak entertainment for both of us, especially. We've got the best seat in the house.
Yeah, I just want to know, anybody in the chat, anybody watching at home, who is going to win? Who do you guys think? I'll be looking to see what names you guys are typing. Everybody in the arena, I think they all have their favorites as well. Peterbot fans, the Clicks fans, and I want to see Clicks. He already has one win today. If he can figure out a way to bring that back, who knows what can happen.
Game 6 might just be absolute mayhem, though, because some of our creators, some of our pros, maybe they decide, hey, what if we just make some uncontested off-spawn fights, now some heavy slugger matchups? Anybody might just decide that they want to break out of the mold and do something different. It is Game 6 after all.
Yeah, I want to see if maybe Cooper, Zemi, they were at the top spot at one point or another. They kind of lost it throughout the course of that last game to Peterbot and Ozzy due to their aggression, getting eliminations. But now that this is the last game, do we even see mind games happening with Peterbot and Ozzy? Maybe they don't get as aggressive because they know teams probably have to catch up to them.
Look, Peterbot has been here so many times before. It is very difficult to really tackle what might be going through his mind currently, but if anything, I'm still expecting him to lead the charge. I'm still expecting him to just treat this like every other lobby before, and he might even take matters into his own hand and just look to be that difference maker with the off-spawn contest.
Yeah, now as I keep thinking about some of these other teams, Seti and Daya going into this, I think they're probably one of the more consistent teams that we've seen make endgame after endgame after endgame, time and time again. And even Daya, they're having an opportunity to win it all. And I almost think anything other than exotic loot, Daya might win that 1v2.
Oh, I don't want to say easily, because it's still Reason, right? He's still the pro player at the end of the day. But Game 6, everything on the line here. Let's see who brings it home.
I'm hoping for a typical gamer at least. Maybe not. Typical gamer.
All of our competitors know that this is their last chance, the last stop the Battle Bus is gonna make in the 2025
Typical gamer and
FNCS
Booga, bro.
Pro-Am
Hoping.
here at the Galen Center. I better hear you guys get real loud for these pros as we seal the deal on what comes next.
Things kind of staying the same over towards the dirty docks. All three teams landing here. Reason, Faxity, they're landing towards the outside, just trying to get what scraps
Hoping
are
either
left
typical
behind.
gamer
Some rare chest there, but Savage
Booga.
and Lachlan said, you know what? With everything on the line here in this last game, let's just contest one of the greatest of all time, Peterbot and Ozzy, and see if we can try our luck. Because if we take them off the map, you got to imagine that opens up possibilities for more and more elims.
And this might not be what Savage was looking for, though. Booga gonna temporarily prevent Peterbot from outright keying Savage, but Peterbot, he has other plans in mind. He's looking for that fight regardless. Savage just trying to keep this wall closed off long enough, but Pete already immediately looking to take it. Savage scrambling, ducking every which way. But
okay.
Savage, he just can't get the return blow he needs. Savage is gonna fall, and Peterbot's gonna let him know what's up.
It's just disgusting. It was almost like Peterbot playing with his food with a couple of those edits.
What?
Instantly gets the upgrade with a shotgun. So now he's going to have the Thunder with the red eye. They're saying, hey, just keep on coming. Savage gets reloaded right above. That's where they're going to look up and try to land the shots, but just a little bit too late and slow to go ahead and attack that one. And that gives it up to Booga and Typical Gamer.
Heads up play, though, from either Typical Gamer or Booga, not sure which one, but shooting shots to Peterbot so that he can't continue to try and apply pressure there. And
hopefully Typical Gamer and Booga wins, bro.
In the center
Let's
of
go.
all of this, he can't even afford to leave because you've got Aussie up on heights at Slurpy Swamp. Savage doing what he can to see if he can finagle his way out of this one, but with two separate teams just hawking you down. What odds do you really have of making something out of this match?
You almost just gotta hope Peterbot gets bored and goes and moves on to somebody else that could potentially get rebooted. Lachlan's only chance is just kind of hide and bunker down into that bush. Well, he gets found out, so his only chance went out the window. But luckily, he did buy enough time for Mr. Savage to get reloaded back into this game.
But hey, can't discount what Seti and Daya have been able to accomplish throughout the course of our lobbies today. 54 points going into this one. Alex brought to his end. Only temporarily though, but it looks like Gun and Flakes have had enough. They are sick of the off-spawn fight being so conveniently interrupted by Alex. They say, hey, if you're looking for a fight, we'll pick one with you instead.
That's a heavy hitter to get out of the game as well. Not fully out, but definitely making him reset his looting opportunity as Peterbot is straying away from Slurpy Swamp for a short moment. Still on the hunt for Lachlan and Mr. Savage. Both of them are just in complete shambles here. Really not able to answer the call as Peterbot gets the wall, gets the piece once, and as he fires a 78 shot, just a little bit too quick to the punch as he takes down Lachlan. And it's just a huge giveaway because guess what? In about 12 seconds, Taco, he's going to reload right above Savage, and they're not only going to know where Lachlan's at, they're going to get a feel of where Savage is at as well.
But Peterbot's not trying to go too far from where Aussie is at. You have to remember, Booga, typical gamer, they are still kind of just conveniently sticking around the outskirts of Slurpee, but poor Lachlan. He just can't catch a break here as Pete takes him down one more time. 4 points already just off of these individual eliminations that Pete's been building up. Zemi and Seti and Daya just watching this elimination feed be highlighted with Peterbot's name off cooldown. It's got to start playing mental games with you.
Already a 5-point lead over the competition of Cooper and Zemi. More so over Seti and Diaz. Kanata and Stable Ronaldo just below them, 4th place on the leaderboard. They're going to need a monster last game. I'm talking 20, maybe 25
not
good.
good.
And the win.
Cypher, bro. Oh
nice
my
shots on the
gosh.
Cypher PK, and that's the first elimination in the books.
Look, Kanata, all he wanted was South Zones, and I get that that hasn't necessarily gone your favor, but Ron and Kanata are still here to play, Jacob. They are not giving up, and the expectations that they both set for themselves, they're strong competitors, and they're strong-hearted competitors at that. I'm sure that we'll expect to see them pop off a little bit here with some eliminations.
Disaster continues for Lachlan as he goes down again. You see Mr. Savage just outside on that mini-map, just trying to get him back into the game as Nikon Podesai making the rotation away from that booming base, that uncontested drop that they've had throughout the day. They're just waiting. 12 seconds have passed since Lachlan went down, so he gets reloaded back in the game, and that's a lot of information being given up, and instantly Podesai and Nikon are going on the chase.
But this is exactly what the Gentlemates are going to be forced to do. They know that they're going to need more than just a strong placement to close things out. If they really want to play leapfrog with the leaderboard position, they're going to need a good chunk of eliminations to go with it.
Yeah, as of now, I do believe they're, about 19 or so points down from Peterbot and Ozzy, and that's including some of the eliminations that we've had in this game so far. Seti and Daya, they started this one in 3rd place, 54 points, 3 points outside of that 1st place spot. They're just looking around, trying to get some eliminations, but you know how safe, how calculated and careful Seti does like to play, especially that he knows he has the firepower and the loadout that Daya has in their inventory with those 2 legendary slurp juices. So as long as they let those eliminations naturally come to them as they're rotating for that 50-50 is, I think they'll be okay.
And Seti and Daya, they also know exactly where a couple of these opposing duos are actually located. Poor Lachlan, though. He has just been getting beatboxed every single time he loads back in. The moment that he starts to drop, it just seems like there's going to be somebody looking to clean him up. And Savage, there's only so much he can do because as a solo, it's so difficult to actually try and prioritize getting the resources necessary to make your teammate be healthy enough to stabilize, but that's all they're looking for. It's just a little bit of stability, and that might be enough to make a difference for the leaderboard.
Yeah, especially since they both, at one point or another, were taken down during the course of this game, so loot has to be light as Kanata, Stable, Ronaldo rotating in continuously from the north, from bush to bush, box to box, is Seti. Hey, this is looking like a bad opportunity there for Cypher PK, fresh off the reload. He got just a little bit of loot, but it was instantly snatched away by Seti.
All Seti really wanted in the first place, with their full intention of hovering around that still town. They knew Cypher, somebody, it just keeps dropping in. Cold, picking some shots at his IGL. But Cold knows better than most. You take the advantages when you have them, but he doesn't necessarily need to try and force that engagement. It's a little bit of damage. The knock would have been nice, but if he doesn't get the clean headshot, he'd rather just move in towards the zone, prioritize positioning, and then you can just peek back and control the flow of the lobby.
Right now, Courage and Cole just trying to focus on their rotation. Starting this game about 7th place, 33 points. They're at least within grasp, especially if some of their competition above them on that leaderboard goes down early.
Well, this is like the World Cup, bro. This is literally like the World Cup.
In all 5 games, but they find themselves in second
This is
place
literally like the World
due to
Cup,
just the sheer
bro.
regression of Peterbot and Ozzy able to pick up those elimination and close the gap for the bad games that they had at the start of the game.
And the scariest part too here for Zemi and Cooper is that every single time
Literally
you
like
can
the
tell,
World
they're
Cup.
looking,
Oh
they're
my
hunting
gosh.
to see if they can find a knock, start building some elimination points of their own. But as long as there's mammoth pistols, as long as there's snipers, it's so dangerous to peek, because the moment that one of them gets taken out, they will just be so turbo focused, they won't have a chance to try and recover.
Ooh, I like this loadout coming out from Clix. He has that mythic minigun. In reload, when you're almost essentially box to box away from so many other teams, all it takes is someone like Clix and this loadout to start a lobby focus. And then bam, there goes one player, there goes 2. It's zone 5, so they will have a chance to get rebooted back into the game as Savage and Lachlan seemingly still on top of figuring out how to make it work. It's Venish and Redo, though, they're on the outside that are just closing in on that distance, and now Clix is joining in on some of that fun.
There's just nowhere for Lachlan to land. The zone is already too tight, and everyone is just preventing this poor man from actually setting even 1 foot for longer than a second on the ground. And Lachlan, he might as well almost be forced to wait until the reboots turn off, because when that actually closes off, that will be the real green light for Savage. Okay, I'm fully a solo, but Savage is probably already playing like that.
Yeah, and he's just getting chased back there yet again. This time he was able to survive, touch the ground, but not for too long as Benno and Reddish were able to clean that one up yet again. There's just a lot of pressure being put onto Mr. Savage into this last game, because even though reboots have not been disabled just yet, where is Lachlan going to land? He can go deep in his zone, but he's going to have to make his way out eventually.
Look how Peterbot and Aussie, they just kind of creeped up a little bit onto this hill face that's just a little bit below where Benno and Reddish are at. A lot of shots being fired, and Peterbot knows everybody's so distracted behind them, they can just look a completely different direction. And Zemi with no Cooper, this could be absolutely disastrous here, Jacob.
I think Zemi knows what he's doing, though. He knows exactly what he's doing. He stopped rotating, boxed up immediately, knowing that they have to reach zone. So why not use this time to let Cooper reload back into this game, get as much loot as possible, because you can't really go loot for it, and maybe drop what he has. But you're seeing how Cooper went down into the first
that's
place.
not good.
Crash pads. A lot of these
Actually,
players
no, that's
talk
pretty
about
good.
have those video
Good shot.
audio visuals, but guess what? With the crash pads, you see nothing.
Nothing. Just menacing by Kanata. Pretty much Goomba stopping Cooper. And that's going to be a steep uphill battle for Zemi and Cooper to try and tackle. Clix and Lacey, that Mythic is just going to be very detrimental for so many teams caught behind them too, because players are going to try to seek out that elevation point that Clix and Lacey are on, and they just have the ultimate cutoff.
Queasy and Nick, they're the ones that are on the high ground for now. 6 zone relatively early, especially since we're going to rotate around the map here in a couple of seconds. And man, that is a max pull for a good portion of
The reboots are disabled.
Second place, Zemi and Cooper.
Zemi has no builds.
Oh,
Jacob,
no.
Zemi has 0 material, and it's really only just begun. Clix and Lacey, sure, we might be looking at them currently, but for the top 3, Zemi, Cooper, they're already having to function with all odds against them in terms of challenging for that first place position on the leaderboard.
They're getting challenged not just on the top side, but for their second place spot as well. Seti and Daya have just tied them on 56 points. The only thing holding them above is that victory royale that they got in game number 1. And that's how close this leaderboard is. Those small differences, the tiebreaker scenarios could play a role. Queasy trying to lead the charge. He's going to go first, grab the high ground as Cooper grabs an important elimination onto Captain Shota.
That was huge for Cooper and Zemi. Anything to kind of stem the bleeding that this duo has been dealing with. They have just been getting completely forced out of so many of their resources. So even the smallest lifeline can have a huge impact, but they still have so much left to tackle here, Jacob.
AK-30. I don't know why he's not wearing his skin right now.
Once again,
But,
having an amazing time on that high ground. And hopefully they can hold on to it, though. They do have the crash pads and a lot of players down below. We've seen the shockwave plays time and time again as Peterbot picks up his 5th elimination by itself. 6 of the team as him and Ozzy focus Kanata and Ronaldo towards the backside of the zone.
And Peterbot, the fact that he's rocking those double chug jugs, that is a sight to behold. Obviously, the other competitors aren't fully aware of that fact like we are, but
typical gamers
in
not.
his own right. Having the double chug jug already
typical
unlocked for
gamer,
him just means
bro.
that he can choose to go for those solo pushes and just trust Aussie to play supportive measures or defensive measures. His objective right now is survive.
Just like Clicks, and he has to do it by himself as a solo. Not sure how Lacey went down, but he is out of this one. Joining everybody else watching this one, seeing how Clicks is going to get out of this tough situation. He does have the mythic minigun, but Coyota's there on the other side, pressuring him. You add in the shockwave, all those builds come crumbling down. It's a tough situation for anyone to be in, let alone a solo.
But Petey's just got so much material, he doesn't mind giving up a little bit. But Aussie, he's been picked off from behind him. Peterbot now trying to see if he can actually dart his way back, but he can't get to Aussie's body in time. He's been cleared out. The high ground, the real reason why Aussie couldn't make that rotate next to Pete, Queasy, and Nick at 30. They're still in control of height too, just launching themselves to the next front side of zone, and that's gonna force Peterbot to drop yet another layer.
And you see they didn't even tarp on over, not trying to have too many weak points for them, only build out when they have to, and Jacob gets eliminated down below. Top 12 situation here, placement points don't come in until 2 more teams do go down, but they're still holding on to it with every fiber of their being. Nick at 30 and Queasy, this might be the time that they have high ground and close it out.
Clicks is just so trapped in the backside of zone, barely managing to make it in off a sliver of HP, but Nick, Peterbot now continuing to just try and see if he can create any form of space for himself. He spotted out Thomas, but not sure that he's completely sold on actually taking this fight up close just yet. Peterbot gets a tag, but it's not a big enough one. He's gonna use that grappler instead to move on forward, but he's gotta be real careful. There are so many players starting to build a congestion on his layer.
And if Peterbot were to fall here, he has a little bit of a cushion that Zemi, Cooper, Seti, Daya will have to overcome. And even one more point being cleaned up as he gets the elimination on to Clicks. That's 6 solo eliminations for Peterbot. Him and Ozzy have 7 overall, and they're trying to continue to increase that lead. And you're seeing our top 3. Seti is now by himself. He's feeling that same pressure that Peterbot is.
But wait a second, Zemi, Cooper, they might have just been reintroduced to this winning conversation. Seti getting sent so far outside into the storm, he's gonna have to use his chug jug way too early. Valuable seconds being ticked off here now. Trying to crank back up, trying to shockwave back into the zone. He does manage to make it, but only 20 left on that chug jug. Cooper loses Zemi though. Cooper's got to do this all by himself.
Luckily for Cooper, though, he does have med kits, the legendary slurp juice, different options here. Everybody in our top 3 are now officially solo players trying to hunt here, basically trying to outmatch each other. Now placement points are starting to come in. Top 9, top 8 as another one's going to fall. That's Somerset that gets taken down. Kanata is now out of this game.
No,
the players
this is
are
crazy.
now getting closer
This is
and closer
intense.
towards the end.
This is intense.
Final 3 could face
Oh
off.
shoot.
But that
This is
elimination
intense.
that Cooper just got onto Queasy, that might just be enough time. Cooper doing what he can to try and see if there's any spare heals that he might be able to find back. So Peterbot takes out Seti and Daya. They're no longer in the conversation for first. Peterbot trying to hold strong to their position, but there's still other players to deal with. Cooper also doing the same on the low ground, and Peterbot's out of here.
Oh, Peterbot, bro.
Bring this one home.
He needs placement. He needs eliminations. It's his chance to put up some big numbers here in the final game of the day. But he finds himself in a 1v1, v2 situation here for our final 3 players left in the game. And the duo, EU's finest, Podesai and Nikov, going against Gone. That's the solo player who shockwaves towards the top, tries to fire a shot as he drops down low. Cooper's just letting them handle things. He said free placement, I don't mind.
Cooper, he might be looking to even try and send somebody back into the storm. He's got 5 shockwaves. He can buy himself a little bit of time. He's going to go straight up. He's going to throw that shockwave out, but it's not going to connect. Pota's side going to get chopped out because of Cooper sending himself on the shockwave. But Cooper, he's just stuck between all of France here. Pota's side.
Oh.
They will find the gentleman's victory in Game 6 here, but the damage has been done. Cooper following what he did.
Yes, sir.
FNCS 2025 Pro-Am champions are decided. Peterbot and Oceantics.
One full day of
Peterbot.
6 games. You got Peterbot, reigning, defending global champion. You got Ozzy, one of the biggest faces of competitive Fortnite. They went ahead and dominated with multiple eliminations. They got a victory royale. That's why your FNCS Pro-Am champions, Ozzy and Peterbot!
Peterbot won and Ozzy won, bro.
You may have had your doubts about this duo because it took them until later in the competition to really take it by force. But once you had that victory royale under your belt, Peterbot, it was inevitable that you will be stood with me and this trophy. What does it mean to take victory at the Pro-Am?
It means everything because now I'm back-to-back land winner. So
You are, and potentially you could be back-to-back later on, but that is something we need to discuss another time. Because right now, Aussie Antics, you must be so proud of yourself and Peter.
I'm pretty proud. I mean, he's the GOAT. Everyone knows this is his win, but I did my best to try to make sure I didn't hold him down and I didn't stop the run.
And what's interesting is normally you are watch partying this man do his thing, and now the world is watching you win. What's that like?
I mean, to be fair, in the last 2 games, you were watching me watch him again, so it felt kind of normal. He was solo clutching like crazy, but it feels amazing, genuinely. This is super fun. This was such a good event.
And what is going through your mind when that need to win really takes hold?
I don't even know. It just means everything.
Does it come naturally? Do you enter a flow state?
Yeah, I mean, like, after the win, I knew we were going to win the tournament because, like, the momentum from that game.
And you've got so much insight now for when you're watch partying at NA Major 3, Aussie Antics, because you know what it's like to be on comms with this man. So can you give us some insight now?
I mean, he did slow it down a bit for me, especially in that last game. He kept me with him, which I'm pretty proud of the fact that he cared enough to slow it down, but it's unreal. Trying to follow him is insane, but I'm just playing and it's just Elim. He's something else.
Any words to your fans before I let you lift this trophy one more time?
I appreciate all you guys, and I'm glad to bring it home again.
Well, you know what? Fortnite is all about moments, as a very wise man once said. So let's make another one right now. Guys, if you'd like to take your position behind the trophy. And please, Gallon Center, one more time! Make some noise for your 2025 FNCS Pro Champion!
Let's go.
I cannot believe it, guys. Guys, throw these headsets on. Come here, Ozzy. Come here, Ozzy. Wow. To think, Ozzy, we've been friends for a really long time. Man, a really long time. To think it all began on an FNCS broadcast. Ooh. Yep. And now we've taken it to a win in an FNCS Pro-Am. How does it feel?
I mean, it's the same corny thing always. It feels amazing. I don't really know what to say. I wasn't honestly expecting this. I know it sounds crazy, like I'm playing with Peterbot, like he's the favorite to win, but I thought like there's some really, really good duos here, but I mean, he's just too good. But it's been so much fun. The event's been amazing. The vibe's been amazing. I'm so happy. I'm 1 for 1 win now. 1 tournament, 1 win. Now I gotta stop I know everyone's gonna ask you to keep playing. Nah, done. 100% win rate. That's it. I'm gonna hold on to that.
That's awesome, Pete. I mean, I feel like we're good friends now. I see you like this pretty often.
Yep.
You know, another accolade, another notch on the belt. Does it feel any different? Does this feel special at all? Or are you just like, well, another day at the office?
It's just another day, to be honest. But it does feel good to play in front of a crowd because you don't get to do that often. And to win, you know, it just feels good.
Guys, before we get to Vivid and his questions, we also have medals as well. You guys can get trophies, medals.
Okay.
That's right.
Oh, this is my, oh, yeah, wow, okay, nice. Yeah, all right, I get
Thank
this.
you.
I mean, and that trophy, it is heavy. Like, heavy. I don't know. I haven't looked at a trophy before, so I didn't really know what to expect. Was not expecting that.
All right, Pete, listen, you know, I listening to Ozzy's answer that he's like, yeah, I'm playing with the GOAT. He's just so good. Elam. Give us a little insight how it was to play with Aussie.
It was actually pretty good. You know, he's really good at staying alive while I'm just trying to rack up some eliminations, and that's basically just what we did the entire time.
Okay.
I mean, Peter, we've seen your streak in competitive, but you also have a streak as a sub for Aussie Antics.
Oh, yeah.
Keep subbing to him.
He's a fan. I mean,
I'm just W supporter.
yeah, W supporter, honestly, yeah. He's been a supporter since day one. I really appreciate it. It's been good.
I have a question. If you guys could just take a small step back. If you just want to hold this up to the camera.
Yo,
Hold this up.
Oh, let's go, baby. It was first official LAN win game and then the tournament. So, I mean, Peter, thank you so much, bro. You put OC on the map, man. Well done, bro.
Got you, bro.
You got this.
How does it feel? Ozzy, it was you. Shout out to Lachlan for, of course, that map.
Yep.
You guys got OC a victory on LAN
Yep.
and a title. How does it feel? It's you, dude.
I know. I don't think it'll set in until later as well. I do want to take the moment as well. It's also Mother's Day back home for me, so I missed my mom and my beautiful wife and her second Mother's Day, so shout out to them for being so supportive as well. But yeah, it feels amazing. It's been a surreal week meeting so many of my heroes and friends that I've met before. It's amazing. We have to do another one of these. That's all I'm saying.
I love that. Pete, how's it been for you? Obviously, like, you know, you're pretty used to like the pro side of things, coming in, meeting these content creators. You're also like, dude, respect, they're dapping you up. How's it been for you?
I mean, it's just good to see everyone, especially just playing on stage, you know? I don't know. Especially like when you like eliminate them, it's like you really don't get to do that often, you know? It feels good.
I do want to say as well, the crowd, my first time playing in front of a crowd, this crowd was electric. Thank you so much, guys. The energy every time. I knew every time you got an Elam off spawn if they were watching or not, because you could just hear the crowd yelling. It was amazing.
Guys, congratulations again. Don't
you.
forget your medals. You guys get out of here. Go celebrate one more time, audience. Your 2025 FNCS Pro Am champions, Aussie Antics and Peter Bot.
Let's go.
My goodness gracious. I'm telling you guys, me and Peter Butt, we're really tight. We're good friends. We hang out often on this stage. Yeah, that is crazy though. So, you know, going into this, I think the first 3 games were a little bit of like a question mark, maybe like a little head scratcher, you could say. It's like, I kind of just expected Pete to come in and be like, yeah, 20 elimination bombs, and that didn't really happen for the first 3 games. But then the second half, he came alive.
But I'm really happy that he gave one of the answers, right? And he was like, oh, listen, after we got that game win, I knew I was winning the tournament. And that's kind of what I was alluding at before. I was like, listen, we haven't really seen a Peter Bot as game. And as soon as that one happened, as soon as they won that game, even he himself being confident, I was like, yeah, they're back towards the top of the leaderboard. The momentum's there. They went ahead and carried it all the way through game 6. Champions, Aussie Antics, and Peter Bot.
Now, Ozzy understands the story that goes behind esports, and maybe beforehand he was like, hey, let's, Peter Bot, we gotta make it look good, okay? We gotta make it look close. So these first 3 games, let me take it a little bit easy, okay? No, honestly, I think that they were probably in that halftime show really talking about their strategy, because you can see a switch go on in game 4 through 6, and that is what makes or breaks these pro players, being able to see what they're kind of falling short on and changing that on the fly.
So much respect to these players, to these content creators who are basically now pros. You have been dubbed pros, every single one of you. Let's take a look at these standings before we get ready to say goodbye, because I was curious to see where Seti Daya ended up, Cooper and Zemi. These guys were fighting to the very, very end, but the gentle mates, Podesai and Nikov, sneak on through, and take a look, guys. It's actually a tie on points.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Seti and Dyer, they were hanging on to that top 3. It looked like they had a comfortable cushion actually going into game number 6 there, but slipping down to the 4th place leaders out on that tiebreaker. Stable Ronaldo's return to competitive FNCS format. Kanata alongside him. They pick up a top 5 placement.
I mean, you heard Takata talk about them at the start of the show. Gon and Flakes really showed up today, getting 6th place. Of course, Somerset and Thomas HD as well, being into our top 10. Honestly, everyone really impressed us, even the people that got last place. This has been such an incredible event. It's no longer just about who's the best, but also what can we provide for the community. And I think all 20 duos here provided so much entertainment and so much incredible Fortnite action.
You know, sometimes it's about entertainment, sometimes it's about Faxity being a sub, sometimes it's about opening a chest, 0.1% chance. Sometimes you just gotta be Peterbot and you can still provide entertainment. Friends, we are basically done with the FNCS Pro-Am. Why don't we bring up our friends up here? We got Tokata, we got Frankie, we got the best taco. Where's Jacob PR? They're gonna make their way up here as we prepare to say goodbye. Man, the Pro-Am delivered, but there's still a competition to be had. This is but a taste of what the Global Championship will be like. We still have Major 3 on the horizon and more spots to claim on that battle bus going to Global. So that will be the next time we'll see you, Major number 3. Until then, as always, we love you. Keep yourself safe. We'll see you on that battle bus.
Crazy. Crazy.
You, Major number 3. Until then, as always.
Wow. That's the end of FNCS Pro-Am. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Oh crap, bro. Freaking tired. Dang. Crazy. Alright, chat. That's gonna be the end of the stream. I'm gonna stream later tonight, probably like 7:30, probably. So I'm probably not gonna play with viewers, but I'm gonna grind some crown wins. So see you guys in like 4 hours, probably. Probably 5. I don't know. 7 o'clock. At least 3-4 hours. I don't know. But I'll see you guys later. That was the end of Pro-Am FNCS. Crazy. That was a crazy intense game. I gotta say that. But yeah, I'm probably gonna take like a little nap because I'm tired. I'm a little tired. I'll see you guys in like 4.5 hours. Probably 4.5 hours, bro. So yeah, see you guys later. Peace.